I mean,
I know. I guess her parents are out of state.
Across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening. She can play with it. Cool. All the girls' blankies are gone. Their blankies they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Okay. Nothing else appears to be missing though, just stuff you'd take for a quick trip. She tell you anything about leaving, moving out?
Not moving out. I mean, the last time I talked to her was this morning. She said she was going to take the kids to a friend's house, and she asked where she was going to be.
Unlock the darkest stories and unravel the mysteries with Dark Crime Box. Subscribe now and step inside the world of true crime like never before.
And then I've texted her today. I've never heard anything. But the car's here.
Right.
Are here. Unless somebody came and picked her up. But the people that I know, nobody's heard from her.
I asked for a better man with her. He makes her smile, and she makes him smile. God bless you both.
I just want to say I love you both. You look great together, and she's been looking her whole life for a good guy. I couldn't ask for a better one. I love you guys.
To do good things and like motivate you. It's not like a wishy-washy.
Mom just never thought she was good enough.
So then what was the wedding about?
It was just my mom and pretty much my sister just don't like her.
Oh.
They just thought that Shannon had taken me away from them and moved me out in Colorado.
Dr. Phil, I felt my daughter's spirit at the moment she died. Something woke me up, and I sat at the foot of, sat up, and a spear went through my forehead, and I heard the Holy Spirit say, Shanann. And I said, holy, something happened to my daughter. I knew. I swear to God, I knew. I woke up Frankie. I woke up the whole house. I said, something's wrong with Shannon. I'm telling you, something's wrong. And
we didn't know she was missing yet. We didn't know anything.
But you knew.
She knows all the time. She's got intuition. I don't know how she knows these things.
So what did y'all think when she came to you and said this?
Oh,
I didn't
paranoid.
think anything of it. Yeah, I was like, Mom, you're just worried. She's probably sleeping.
Nothing of it. What did you learn about Nico at the time Shannon's life was taken?
We didn't know if it was a boy or girl yet. They had found out, but they were waiting to release it.
Thursday night they found out. And they were going to do a coming out party of being a boy, but they put that on freeze because he was being
strange, distant.
Yeah.
And so the baby was alive when her life was taken?
Yes. And Chris was saying, to protect himself, that the baby wasn't his, and then they tried to say that the baby wasn't alive. So I had to give rights of my grandson to the place to prove that the baby was alive and it was Chris's.
And so there's a medical report now that confirms that?
Absolutely.
Yes. So we know now that the baby was alive.
Yes.
And the baby was Chris's.
Yes.
So we have 3 children murdered here, not 2.
That's right.
You had a real strong connection as a grandmother to Bella and Cece, right?
Absolutely.
We know that Cece was murdered with her blanket that she loved so much.
Yes.
We gotta get you dressed, kid.
I know,
Bella's eating. Bella's eating some of the ingredients.
She got a nice little bowl of chocolate chips.
Look at that. What is that, Bella? Can you show them? What is it? Is it chocolate?
Is it chocolate?
It's chocolate little mini morsels, right? Yeah, good job. So she's been eating my peanut butter and the chocolate morsels so far today. So we're gonna let a few more people hop on, and then we're gonna get cooking here, and we'll explain to you what we're cooking up over here. So,
welcome to the 12 days of Christmas, Lavelle Day, and even though I like to claim that I could probably cook, I can't at all. So I'm gonna let my wife do all the cooking. She's gonna make up some Thrive Bites for us.
and I'm gonna go wash my hands real fast.
Uh-oh. She's gonna leave me here alone. Oh, we got some people joining. Bella, look. Got people. Got people looking at us. Say hi. Wife's gonna be making up some Thrive Bites here in a second, so make sure you hop on and join us for the 12 days of Christmas. Bella's got some chocolate chips.
I need a Lavelle apron. Alright guys. Hey Michelle. Hey Amanda. Bella's showing you what she's eating. She's eating the ingredients. She's been eating the ingredients since I've been getting them prepared, so.
Imagine standing at the edge of your future and already knowing something is wrong. Not because someone yelled, not because someone raised a hand, but because deep inside your chest, something whispered a warning you couldn't silence. A feeling you tried to explain away. A fear you convinced yourself was only nerves. A voice you told yourself was just imagination. But it wasn't. It was instinct. And she felt it long before the wedding day ever arrived. This story isn't about bruises. It isn't about screaming fights or public scenes. It's about a danger that entered slowly, quietly, through polite smiles, through cold silences, through a family that never wanted her. He was the kind of man who lived for approval, not admiration, approval, especially from his mother. A grown man with a job, responsibilities, and a future of his own. Yet every decision still passed through her first. Who she liked, what she thought, what she approved of. And she never approved of the woman he chose. From the very beginning there was resistance. At first it was subtle. Tight smiles, short conversations, an awkward energy in the room. But over time, the signs grew sharper and colder, until eventually, they stopped pretending. The warning that should have stopped everything did not come in an argument. Came in absence. On the day she tried to make peace. When she offered grace instead of bitterness. When she reached out instead of pulling away, they disappeared. No replies, no calls. No meetings. And then came the wedding. The day a family is supposed to grow larger. But on that day, not one of them showed up. No mother. No father. No sister. No relatives. Empty chairs sat in the room like silent witnesses. And she still walked down the aisle. Still believed love would be enough. Still told herself marriage would fix what distance had broken. What she didn't realize was that the empty seats were not coincidence. They were a statement, and the man she married heard it louder than she did. Because in this story, the warning wasn't violence. It was loyalty. Loyalty that did not belong to her. This is the story of Shanann Watts. But today, we are not repeating headlines. We're telling the story they never slow down enough to explain. The emotional isolation. The invisible rejection. The quiet fractures that formed years before tragedy made the news. Shanann believed in love, in healing, in second chances. She believed commitment could soften hearts. But love does not always change people. Sometimes, it exposes them. And the cracks began long before vows were spoken. While Shanann prepared for her future, another woman was watching something form in the shadows. Her mother, Sandy. A mother who felt things shift in rooms before words ever followed. She noticed the tension when his family walked in. Not loud, not dramatic, just cold. The kind of quiet that makes your stomach tighten. The kind that tells you something is wrong, without saying it. She saw her daughter shrink in ways she never had before. Second-guess herself. Apologize for things that were never her fault. And make excuses for a silence that never softened. Before the rings, before the ceremony, before the pictures, Sandy saw her daughter standing alone in a room full of people. She saw a man who couldn't choose between the woman he loved and the family he feared. And love can't grow when it's never chosen first. Shanann tried anyway. She believed understanding would outgrow discomfort. That time would build bridges. That marriage would heal division. But family resistance does not fade on its own. It deepens. And the beginning of everything started long before anyone said their vows. Sandy writes that in 2009, Shanann was rebuilding her life in Charlotte, North Carolina. New start, new strength, new hope. She was fighting lupus, working hard, recovering from her first marriage. And then someone mentioned a man, quiet, polite, a mechanic, and like all stories that feel safe at first, he sent a Facebook request. Nothing dramatic, nothing alarming, just normal. Months later, Shannan called her mother smiling through the phone. "Mom," she said, "I met a nice guy." And Sandy told her what any loving mother would. As long as he treats you right and makes you happy, that's all that matters. She didn't know that this man came with a storm behind him. Not from him, but from where he came from. A few months into the relationship, both families gathered for a cookout. Shannan wanted to impress. She cooked, served, smiled, tried. But the moment she stepped away, his mother leaned towards Sandy and whispered, "Your daughter has been married before." Sandy replied calmly, "So has your daughter." But the air had already changed. Later, another comment, "I just don't think she loves my son." And Sandy knew. She had met this type of woman before. Controlling, cold, quietly cruel. From then on, nothing changed. Every gathering felt the same. Detached, unwelcoming. His mother and sister never tried. They never warmed. They never opened their arms. Shannan was never embraced. Then came the engagement party, a moment that should have symbolized a new beginning. Shannan and Sandy planned everything. Time, effort, hope. Chris's sister offered to help with the invitations. Shannan believed it was a sign of peace. On the night of the party, only immediate family arrived. Shannan called friends afterward. No one had received an invitation. Not one. Inside that same house, food was prepared she couldn't eat. Allergy restrictions ignored. Cross-contamination everywhere. Sandy brought food for her daughter, because no one else had. And the message was clear. You are not welcome here. Then, the wedding. And no one showed. Only an uncle and grandmother came. No parents. No siblings. No support. A marriage began, with rejection as its foundation. Shannan still tried. She built a life, a home, a family, a future. And at one point, she saved his life. She noticed something wrong. Forced him to see a doctor. Cancer. Treatable. Sandy wrote, "She saved him. But love does not always save what refuses to grow." And the distance never disappeared. The visits were rare. The affection absent. Then came the moment Sandy would never forget. Shannan and Chris traveled. His mother came to watch the children. Sandy and her husband were there too. And Cindy refused to eat with them. Refused to let them hold their own grandchildren. Kept them upstairs, separate. When Sandy asked why, Cindy snapped, "What are you even here for?" In front of the children. Sandy texted her daughter. Again and again. Shannan replied, "Mom, I'll handle it." But she never had the chance. 17 months later, her family was gone. Her daughter, her grandchildren, gone. Her words were not written in anger. They were written in warning. A mother's broken awareness. A realization too late. The red flags weren't chaos. They were quiet. They were patterns. They were distance. Shannan never complained. Never exposed emotional damage. She talked about bills, surgeries, doctor visits, debt, but never pain. Only Sandy's letter reveals the truth afterward. Bella and Celeste struggled for years. Breathing problems, misdiagnosis, dozens of appointments. Finally, asthma, improvement, relief. But the financial weight crushed them. Medical costs piled up. Surgeries, allergies, therapy. Then Shannan needed surgery. The pressure never stopped. For 4 years, Sandy FaceTimed every night. And then, by 2018, Chris changed. He avoided the camera, pointed it away, wouldn't show his face. Sandy felt it. Something had shifted. When asked, he deflected. Then came North Carolina, the fatal visit, the weekend that changed everything. Cindy gave the girls ice cream containing peanuts, despite knowing they could die from it. When Shannan demanded the label, Cindy dismissed her, called her dramatic. Then, a bowl of peanuts appeared on the counter. Not before. After. Shannan called her mom. Mom! They're against me. Sandy said her daughter sounded afraid. She changed the subject fast. Didn't want confrontation. Didn't want drama. Just wanted peace. That was the last time Cindy and Sandy ever spoke. Then Chris flew in. He was distant, cold, different. He barely touched the children, barely spoke. At the beach, he walked away from the table, ignored laughter, ignored moments, tension thick in the air. Sandy begged her daughter to stay in North Carolina, but Shannan went back, for routine, doctors, school, life. She believed it would pass. Didn't. And Sandy's final words burned through her letter. 17 months later, my entire family was gone. This was not a story that started with murder. It began with silence. It began with emotional exile. It began with loyalty misplaced. Danger does not always scream. Sometimes, it whispers. And love has a way of making warnings look small, explainable, forgivable. But red flags are not drama. They are protection. They are your future begging you to listen. And if there is anything Shannan's story leaves us with, it is this: trust discomfort. Do not dismiss emotional absence. Pay attention to how people treat you when no one is watching. And never shrink yourself to be accepted. Love should bring peace, not isolation, not fear, not confusion. You deserve a partner who chooses you, not someone else. If something inside you whispers, listen. That whisper might save your life. If the story moved you, if it made you reflect, leave your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Because stories like this matter. And thank you for listening. Stay safe.